forgot who you are. You forgot you're special.
Stopping yourself from becoming the highest version of yourself.
Who's the most important person?
Or I was even told by my manager, if you're watching this, man,
why your self-doubt is holding you back.
top bins, bottom bins, left bins, he was doing all the bins. Yeah,
Unplug, bro.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Episode 15. 1-5, baby. We are 5 episodes from the kind of like milestone we set ourselves like, shit, we got to get to 20
episodes, yeah.
before we stop. So we are here, episode 15. We love you guys, man.
We appreciate you, man. But what's the bone? What have they done from episode 1 to 14 that they don't always do?
They don't like.
You don't subscribe.
They don't leave a comment.
You don't share.
They don't even say, "Well, John, your trim looked all right." You know?
Can you imagine? How rude. He spent a lot of money in his trim.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But guys, please, please, we need you to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm to give other people the opportunity that you have to get these gems, to get these unplugged understanding, to shift your mindset from a fix to a growth. Episode 2 plug. And
yeah.
You know
have
what I mean?
to. Yeah, just to be motivated, just to be inspired, and just sit here for 30 minutes and unplug from the toxic world that we live in.
Everything there is.
Do you know what I mean? We're going to bring you a bit of inspiration, a bit of motivation, some wisdom.
You know what I mean?
And some joke, man.
You know what I mean? A little bit of joke here and there.
You know what I mean? So put the Netflix down.
Yeah.
And kick back.
And tune in.
Indeed. So today's episode, why your self-doubt is holding you back. This one's quite close to my heart.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to talk about what self-doubt means. Oh yeah, sugar.
Lost his manners.
I lost my manners.
Lost his manners.
I was talking about manners and look at me, man. I don't care how you... No, I'm joking. My boy, how's the week been, man?
It's been okay. It's like I mentioned, excuse me, like I mentioned last week, been working on a project. Still can't tell you.
I had to sign an NDA, by the way.
You know what I mean? Still can't tell you, but that's very, very much still in the works. We're just on the last few bits, sort of tweaking that and making sure that's all and ready for a product I'm going to be launching. But again, obviously supporting a lot of my mentees and they're working their business, also with the property management business as well. So I know... but yeah, supporting my mentee. Still working on properry management business.
Mine's working overtime on that. But it's all right, man. Yeah, unplug, bro.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, still working on property management business. Things are going well. And yeah, just trying to come out of this winter period and get into summer and start getting some more juicier and juicier business. But other than that, we're all blessed and all good.
No, I like to hear that. Yeah. All positive. No, that's good, man.
What about you, my bro?
Yeah, I'm good. Similar to you, we both got to a point in our careers where, you know, when you run your business, you understand that you now need to just try and expand and explore and pivot. So similar to Freeman, got a secret project that I'm working on. Top secret, man. So just trying to put it all together. Found a new designer this week, hired him, so he's kind of doing the design aspect. The meeting in the week about doing some creative stuff with like a top influencer.
Oh, okay. Kim Kardashian, maybe?
Yeah. maybe. So I'm just kind of like reminding myself it's still 20 whatever days. We're still in January.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy. Build the team, just follow the plan and just keep going, man. So hopefully to get that project up.
That'd be good, man.
By the end of the month, and just see, man.
I like that, man. I like that. No.
So yeah,
it's looking hopeful. But
positive.
As I was saying,
self-doubt. I wanted to talk about self-doubt. I think it's something we all go through.
Where did the inspo for this come from?
From myself.
He was doubting himself.
No, like I go through it. There's times where I doubt myself.
No, we're human.
Like I said, we all kind of go through it, but I feel like I've been going through it a lot recently, and I know why that is, which I'll talk about a bit more.
I can imagine.
But yeah, just kind of want to talk about what does self-doubt mean to you, to me, where it comes from, because it comes from somewhere. You know, it's a thought, it's a feeling.
Yes.
And we don't just feel like that for no reason.
Of course.
Right. And then want to talk about maybe the negatives of self-doubt or allowing it to hold you back, and then the positives. I know you said off camera, like, Raul, what are the positives of doing so? But like to flip it on its head, like how can we now turn a negative feeling or mindset into something positive, essentially.
I'm with you.
And then some steps.
Let's go. Let's crack in.
Let's go, man. So, my man.
Talk to me.
Self-doubt. What does it mean to you?
I think self-doubt, to me personally, it's limiting belief, right? And I always preach about being the highest version of yourself. So I definitely think different forms and variety, which I'm sure we'll delve into about self-doubt. We'll talk about how it can limit one from being the highest version of themselves. So yeah, it's just, it's a mental blocker a lot of the times. Or sometimes verbal, it might have been said to you, something that you think to yourself as well, that's just practically stopping you to get to where you should be or want to be.
Cool. I like that.
What about you?
Self-doubt, I think for me, in this simplistic form, is like losing belief in yourself, like in your abilities. Like you forgot who you are. You forgot you're special.
Okay.
You forgot you're special. And it happens. Like you forget your journey. You forget the things that you have overcome. Like you're now lacking, belief in yourself. You're doubting who you are. And it's a scary place to be in, man. But I feel it's part of the journey
100%.
that we all have to go through to kind of go to the next level. So in terms of self-doubt for you, where would you say it comes from? Like, why does a person maybe get those thoughts, those feelings, shift into that mindset?
Excuse me. I'll probably say more so for me, personally, I think the first sort of origination of like my self-doubt, I'll probably say it would be naturally from comparison, from comparing myself to other people. If I was to see a guy in school and he was a lot better at football and he was banging in all the goals, he was top bins, bottom bins, left bins, he was doing all the bins. He's a proper waste man, taking out all the bins. You know what I mean? And there's me, just hitting crossbars and hitting it wide, you know what I mean? And when I compare myself to someone else, it then gave me the limiting belief that I couldn't be like that. I couldn't do that. And again, we talk about self-development and self-care, and these are certain aspects that can potentially help one with self-doubt. But again, we'll get into that. But those weren't things on my mental horizon. Those were not things I was thinking about. So yeah, I'll probably say it started from school, elementary, in the sense of, just comparing myself to a lot of other people, their step 10 to my step 3. And effectively holding myself back. What's the word? Impersonator? Not impersonator.
What did you say?
Like impersonating syndrome, was it?
Imposter syndrome.
That's it. Imposter syndrome. I felt that massively when I first started work.
Okay.
Massively, because I just felt like, I'm just like young 18-year-old.
Yeah,
all these 30-year-olds. Just married kids, traveled the world, did this. I'm like, I feel so unqualified to be here. Like, did you guys make a mistake? You know what I mean? Was I meant to be here? Like, did you?
Am I in the right building?
Freeman Richards, right? Yeah, me. Like, do you want to check my passport? Like, am I the right guy? You know what I mean? So I think, those were like the first, obviously definitely from school.
Yeah.
In terms of like comparing myself, and then just like being like, feeling like an imposter as well.
Yeah.
So like my first.
For me, self-doubt, I think, at maybe an early age came from my parents. Just the minute I wanted to do something that wasn't seen as the norm, it was like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So it made me doubt whether I should do it or not. What do you mean
Where do you think, sorry to interrupt, where do you think that comes from with pops and mum?
I just think everyone has their limiting beliefs, and if you're not careful, you can take on someone else's limited beliefs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because just because you can't do it or didn't do it doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it or I can do it.
It's contagious.
Yeah, very much so. You are the company you keep.
Literally.
Choose your circle wisely. Episode 7, I think.
Shameless plugs.
Shameless. Feeling no way.
Yeah.
But like parents. And I also think like past failures. Like if you do something, it don't work, naturally you lose a bit of confidence. You think, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Because if I was, then, I
wouldn't have failed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have failed. I'd be like level 3 now.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on level 2.
Minus. He's gone back a couple
like literally. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, that's kind of, I think, those two main things. I think family initially. Love you, mum and dad.
Yeah.
But then also, like past failures definitely kind of cause that self-doubt, man.
That's so interesting.
So let me ask you a question then. So we've obviously spoke about what it is. We spoke about where it could possibly come from. I want to talk about what are the negatives, because I always like to leave on a positive. What are the negatives of maybe not overcoming self-doubt in one's life?
Again, it's all going back to what I said. You're stopping yourself from becoming the highest version of yourself, right? You're stopping yourself from doing more than you can. And to get a bit more not cynical, to get a bit more serious with it. Like, imagine if you have people that depend on you, right? And you need to give them X. And because of you, and again, this is a you problem ultimately, right? And because of what you are blocking yourself mentally from doing, you aren't able to provide or do what needs to be done from you to the other people. So not only are you letting them down, you're letting yourself down.
Who's the most important person?
You see what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's like it's a big sort of mental blocker that you, like, again, we'll talk about some steps about it, but like, one sort of needs to overcome. So I think, you're limiting yourself, you're blocking yourself.
No, I like that.
What about you?
I like that. Yeah, I think the negatives is that when I think of self-doubt, I feel like you're hesitant to make the next move, right?
Fearful.
For me, you're fearful of... do you know, I know we spoke about this before. I don't think self-doubt is the same of fear.
No, it's not.
I feel like fear is, I'm actually scared to do that. Self-doubt is that...
I don't think I should do that.
Yeah.
Or I should even be doing that.
Yes, as opposed to I'm scared to do it. So I think for me, it's two different things. But I think, the negatives is that you just kind of pause. You kind of, if you're not able to get over your self-doubt of doing something, you kind of just stand still, you know? And I think there's nothing worse than standing still and not evolving. Like, life is about evolving, right?
For sure.
But if you're, feeling sort of doubtful, you're not going to maybe try something new because you feel like, I don't believe in myself.
Yeah.
So I think it can be a very dangerous thing and hold you back. I think it held me back for a very long time because I was doubtful of, just going off and doing things by myself.
Yeah.
But it holds you back, man.
No, definitely. No.
So in terms of like, try and pull a positive from here.
Yeah.
Like, just try and flip it on its head. Yeah. Be creative.
Yeah. No, I've got something in mind. I think some of the positives of self-doubt is in the sense that it's not negative, but again, somewhat positive, is you're giving someone else an opportunity that you should have had. Right? And that's how I look at it. Because your dad said, you're not a mechanic, why are you flipping cars for? You're not going to let John, who believes in himself just a bit more than you, the same opportunity that you should have had. And effectively robbing yourself of your blessings. So yes, becoming the highest versions, but also opportunities, right? And sometimes not all, as we spoke about, it's not everyone is always hitting a bullseye, right? So you're just robbing yourself as well and you're just handing opportunities to other people. I remember there was even times when I was working corporately, there were positions where I felt that I don't even think I should apply for it. Or I was even told by my manager, if you're watching, Wasteman, like, I shouldn't even apply for the job.
And the thing is, why not?
Why not? Freeman, I just don't really think you should apply for this job, man. Okay, yes, boss.
Yeah.
Why? So let someone that's probably a little bit less unqualified to do the same role. So I think, definitely giving someone else the opportunity should also be, something to bear in mind, and like something that you should always think, you should take the opportunity for yourselves.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I like that. So I think my positive, I'm trying to adopt this new mindset and mentality of take a positive from a negative situation. But self-doubt for me is a thought, it's a feeling, it's a mindset. And I think when you start to feel like that, that should be the trigger to remind yourself of who you are, of how special you are. Like, you have your own unique talents, you have your own unique abilities. You need to shift mindset. So it's kind of like a reminder. It's like kind of like, I don't know, you've got a mental coach, and when you feel self-doubt, your mental coach switches on, and it's like, remember who you are. Do you know what I mean? Remember, like, this is not the right mindset. To go to the next level, you can't be doubting yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Do you know what I mean? So the positive is use it as a trigger. The minute I started to feel like that, snap out of it. Snap out of it, because a negative mindset leads to all types of negative things, man. So that's my kind of positive.
And on that note as well, I was even going to ask, so like, it's better said than done, right? So what are some practical steps that one can take? See what I did there?
I see where you went.
So what are some practical steps one can take to avoid self-doubt?
Yeah, to avoid self-doubt. I mean, I think it's hard to avoid it. I think understand it's a part of, you know, life.
Yeah, the journey.
It's a part of the journey. Self-doubt. I think it's never a thing where you feel self-doubt and you're never going to feel it again. So I think number one, understanding that it is okay to feel doubtful at times.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's a normal feeling. But at that point, you need to, like I said, use it as a trigger to remind you to keep going or start that journey or just, a shift in mindset. Really, when you start to feel like that, use it as a trigger to kind of shift your mindset. That felt like a one too.
Yeah, it did.
But we're going to use it as a one because I've got a lot more to say on this subject.
Say no more.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, excuse me. I think for me personally, my sort of step one in terms of, fair enough, we can't avoid it like you said, but in terms of minimizing it, but it's like definitely being aware of what are some of the triggers and what are some of the thoughts that can potentially go through your head when you're in this mode or process of self-doubt. Again, it could be like imposter syndrome. It could be lack of, you know, taking risks, taking chances, you know, saying yes to opportunities. Like once you find yourself not doing any of these things, like taking risks, taking chances, saying yes,
trying new things,
like, I'm probably just down myself here a bit. You know what I mean? So I think that just the identity phase of like understanding that you're actually in it. Because a lot of people like just, you know how, and again, quite naturally is, some people can do the splits. I'm just not that flexible and I can't do that. And it's not even a limiting belief, or that might be a bad example because you probably can do that, right?
Attend a few yoga classes.
So, yeah, maybe. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, think of something like I don't know, like you want to be an elephant. Like, you just physically can't be that. That's not a limiting belief. It's just something that's physically
not
impossible.
Possible. Yeah.
Right? So, and that's not the case, right? So I think just sort of understanding those kind of triggers as well, from when you're stopping yourself from taking an opportunity on something that is possible. You know, that's a lot of me.
No,
what about your step two?
My step two would be remind yourself of maybe past achievements, because I think I said it in another episode, we've all achieved some level of success, achievement, whatever you want to, accomplishments, right?
Yeah.
We've all accomplished things in our life. And I'm sure at that point, we all, before going on to accomplish whatever we accomplished, we felt self-doubt. We felt doubtful in our abilities, our skills, etc. But we were able to overcome that. And my thing is, if you can overcome it once, you can overcome it again and again and again and again. So just kind of number two, reminding yourself, we've been here before.
Yeah. We've had this dance.
Yeah, we've had this dance, man.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? We're good.
Yeah.
Like, I just need to, I'm here, reflect, cool, shift mindset, boom, let's go.
I quite like that because my second one is practice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's practice. It's a skill. It's not something like, again, like we can completely stop. But once you've understood or you understand, okay, cool, I'm not taking those risks. I'm not taking those opportunities, that I need to snap out of it every single time that happens. Try your best to snap out of it. Try your best to put yourself forward. Try your best to take that chance. Try your best to take that opportunity. Say yes. You know, wherever it is, snap out of it and practice it. And the more and more often you do it, it will feel like a habit. And also you need to be disciplined, again, yourself, to be able to practice a lot of these habits. And there will be some off days. You will flop and you might give in and you might feel like you shouldn't be here or you shouldn't be doing this. And that's completely understandable and that's absolutely human. But, you know, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, the majority, ultimately, like, you should try to snap out of it and again practice. The more often you do something, the better you will be at it. You know?
No, I like that. I like that. My step three would be use that feeling as a signal that it's time to level up. Because I find whenever, whenever I feel quite doubtful, it's because I feel I lack the knowledge and expertise to kind of move to the next level. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm doubtful because I'm not sure. My self-doubt comes from not being sure. Is this the right thing to do? Should I do it that way? Should I do it that way? Information. So it's like, if I'm feeling like that, clearly the skills that I have are not sufficient to where I'm at in life. So now I need to gain some knowledge.
Ramp it up.
I need to level up. So step three, use that feeling as like, I need to go and up my skill level. Because every time you're doing something, you might not know, but you've acquired a certain level of skill to do what you're able to do, right? But the minute now you're trying to learn something new, you don't have those skills.
I like that,
Do you know what I mean? So and the reason I say it, this has come from how I've been saying I've been feeling lately. Like we're moving into a new realm. We're moving into a new ocean.
Yeah, new space.
Yeah, new space that I'm not totally familiar with, and I could use that self-doubt and be like,
I shouldn't be here.
I shouldn't be here. I'm not going to do this. Like, let me just keep doing what I'm doing here. But I know there's an opportunity there, and I realize I only feel like that because I don't, you know, I'm still learning the industry, and that's all right.
Yeah, of course.
That's all right. Of
course.
That's all right. So
Yeah, no, I like that.
my step 3, man. My step 3.
Solid.
Hope you like that back.
Yeah.
Home.
So my step 3 is understanding this isn't a journey that needs to be done by yourself, right? There are obviously other people, again, choosing your circle wisely, people within your environment, people within your circle that may talk and may say things that could potentially put you off, right? And can make you also think that, are you sure you want to do this? Do you want to set up this property business in this climate? Inflations, a lot of landlords might be saying no, estate agents saying no. Where are people traveling that you want to be doing Airbnb? Oh, are you sure you want to set up a barbershop? There's loads of barbershops. You know what I mean? Are you sure you want to do this? So again, being mindful of the information you take in and the opinions you take in and not necessarily having to act on it, right? Because you can be respectful and you can heed every single opinion that you hear, but make sure ultimately you're putting your best interest first. So be mindful, ultimately, my step 3 is be mindful of the information you take in, because that can also have an impact on your limiting beliefs. Because, you know, like you said, we are who we say we are, who we surround ourselves by, but we can also take influence on the words that's been said to us or that we say, you know? And like, you know, this like, amazing book that you sort of referred to me, Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yeah.
And
Bad Boy
book. And he always says that rather than saying, I think there was an example of like someone that's quit smoking, right? And like they went out for sort of like a bit of a lunch or something like that. I remember the story.
You remember the story?
Then like one of the colleagues was smoking and he said, oh, do you want a cigarette? He says, I've just recently tried to stop smoking, right? But instead, that what James Clear says, you need to identify
as a non-smoker.
As a non-smoker, I don't smoke.
Yeah,
and that's a lot different, right? Because now people are associating you with someone that doesn't smoke. Oh, sorry, man, let me not have this around you. As in, oh, you used to smoke. You're right with this. You're right with the smell. You're right with the air. I can blow in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think similarly as well, like be mindful of the words that you consume or being taught. Like thwarted at you, and also identify with the individual you want to be. And I think that can massively help with that limiting belief, because if you say, I want to be a business person, or I want to be a hairdresser, or I want to be an architect, I want to be a lawyer, you identify as that person, and that can better help your belief in yourself against the limits that are against you. You know?
Where do you think that comes from? Because I feel like the minute you kind of talk positively about yourself, you kind of just adopt a certain mindset.
It's powerful.
It's powerful.
Super powerful.
Like literally, it just puts you in a positive state of mind, and you feel like you can do what you want to do.
Literally.
You know, so yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
The power of word is very, very important.
Very, very strong.
Yeah, cool. So, plug bites.
What is plug bites?
I'll let you tell them. What's plug bites?
Oh, no, I'm not on this. What is it? Look at the time. Well, I think we need to go. Plug bites, for those of you who are just joining with us, shamefully, it is a part of the show where John and I share something inspirational, something that's moved us, that we feel like, no, people, this needs to be told. It could be a quote, it could be a movie scene, it could be something that someone famous has said, something that someone not famous has said, or something between us that we've shared. We've done that in the past, and it's just something that has moved us, and often in relation to what we've discussed about in perhaps some form of limiting beliefs, or something that can hold us back from being our highest version of ourselves.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I might need to take over.
Yeah, you might need to, bro. You might need to. That was good.
Yeah,
I like that. Cool. I'm going to go first.
Go on.
So this is from, the King, Martin Luther King Jr.
I'm okay.
It says, I'll take a deep breath.
Go on.
Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase.
Perfect. Please, for the people at the back of the room.
Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase, which I think segues nice into self-doubt. You know, you're going to feel doubtful, but you kind of have to make that step. Even if you can't see what's going to happen, you have to. It's what we were talking earlier. I think like I know you play chess, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Occasionally.
like
Don't try to challenge me.
it's like you could sit there and just not move your piece.
Yeah, literally.
But then nothing doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But if you move that piece, you probably learn something from that move, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of, it was just playing in my mind like the game of chess, the game of drafts, where if you don't move, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But if you move, you could move a step forward. You might get taken out, but then you still learn.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so
I
yeah,
like
I'm in that space right now. Just
Okay.
a lot of learning and
I like that. A lot of self-development.
yeah, a lot of self-development. I'm in the self-development stage, like
I like
early
that.
part of the year.
That's good. That's good.
Talk to me. What you got?
Cool. Let me see what I got. So, excuse me. So my plug bite in today's episode is by Susie Kassem. And it says, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And I just thought for me, that was just like, again, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And we speak about this a lot in the pod that we should expect failure. It is part of the journey. It is part of the lesson.
It's how you learn.
It's how you learn. It's how you improve. Like I said, very rarely everyone just sort of gets that first bullseye, right? You're going to have to hit a couple wide ones and you're going to have to learn, or you might concede a piece. You might lose your queen. You know what I mean? But you got to trap back and, you know, use your, I'm not going to try to say some pieces now. I don't want to misquote and the chess heads get onto me.
For the football guys, you might just need to lose a couple matches.
There we
That's
go.
how you learn, because
You
your
know what I mean?
tactics were all wrong.
There we go. There we go. Like, beautifully explained. I could not have done that either. But you know what I mean? So like, again, it's all part of the journey, right? And doubting yourself is the biggest limiting factor. So yeah, so along the lines with this quote, like as we've just read or as we've just seen, doubt is so much bigger than fear. Fear is part of the journey. Fear is what makes you become. Fear is what will get you to where you need to be. And a lot of the time, people just think you can hit that bullseye, right? And you're going to have to hit a couple of wide ones that we've just spoken about, right? So you need to be able to push yourself to become that highest version. And again, a lot of the time, the biggest person stopping yourself from being the highest version is you.
Is you.
Is you.
You're your own worst enemy.
You know what I mean? And imagine that, like no one else in this world, and there's no one else in this world, 8 billion people, 7 point whatever billion people, and the only person that's stopping you from being the best is yourself. So that superpower that you can harness and that you can use to your advantage to take opportunities to say yes to thing is massive. And like John just read earlier, like sometimes you just a little bit of faith. You know, you might not know where you're going and how long it's going to be and how fast you need to be in your pace, but just take that little leap of faith in yourself.
And understand that it's the only way you can move forward. If you're not taking, you know, leaps forward, you're standing still going backwards.
Literally.
So if you're thinking about, you know, you wanting to change your life, just try. Just that one little thing could just change everything.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Solid. I like that one.
Sweet one.
Sweet one.
No, it's hitting with me
Yeah,
now. Like, so
yeah.
I'm in that phase
Yeah.
now where learning new skills and it kind of just brings a certain, but I'm just like, all right, shift back. Been here before, John. Been here before, John.
like
Been here before. So
Literally.
all good.
Cool.
Guys, thank you
Girls.
very much. Girls, gentlemen,
People.
gentle ladies. The world.
The world.
Earth.
The realm, the universe. No, definitely. But guys, we thank you. We appreciate you for locking in with us as always. Every single episode. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell his mistress. You know what I mean?
We are here Unplug every Thursday, 7 p.m.
GMT.
You know the drill.
Love, love, love.
Elevate.